What's up everyone? Just a quick reminder before this video gets started, it is for subscribers only, so if you haven't hit that subscribe button yet, you're going to want to do that right now so you don't miss this content or any future content, so I'll give you a couple seconds to do that. There have been lots of rumors recently floating around, lots of speculation out there, people saying these things and those things that don't really have any idea what I'm going to be making my free agency decision based on. So I wanted to sit here and tell you directly from me what's going to go into making my decision. There are certain things that are important to me, there are certain things that are not important to me, certain things that are kind of important to me that won't really play a big role, but the way I'm breaking this down in my head is I want it to be a partnership first and foremost. That's how I'm approaching this whole process, this decision. I want this to be a partnership between me and the team that I go with, that I choose. So what does that look like? Well, I bring a certain amount to the table. That could be performance, it could be data, it could be ideas, whatever the case is. And those things have been communicated to the teams that we're talking about. My agents have done a great job of talking to the teams and letting them know all the different ways that I can provide value to a team. But I think what the fans are more interested in is what I'm looking for in return from a team, the value that I see that they could provide me. So I wrote a list down of the things I wanted to be concise and clear on what it is that's actually really important to me and what it is that's not as important to me. So I have a list here on that. The first thing that I wanted to get out of the way though before I get into that is things that aren't really going to be a big factor in my decision. I've heard a lot of people saying about geography. Geography is not going to be a huge factor in where I decide to play. Now, I've been in big media markets. I've been in small media markets at times in my life. I grew up in Los Angeles, obviously a big media market. I've played for many years in Cleveland and Cincinnati as smaller media markets, different parts of the country. I've traveled all over the world. I'm comfortable in a lot of different geographies, and I'm also comfortable in a lot of different media markets. So those two things, small market, big market, different geography, is it West Coast, is it East Coast, it doesn't really matter to me. I've been in the Central, I've been all over the place. So the geography side of things is very low on my priority list. And the media market size, I've heard a lot of people speculating about, well, he's into media and he's into growing his brand, so of course he's going to choose a big market team. I don't think that's necessarily true. Yes, I am into building my brand. Yes, I approach things a little bit differently in that way, and I'll get into some of the reasons for that a little bit later, but I've had a great experience in smaller, what are considered smaller media markets with Cleveland and Cincinnati, because to me, what I'm interested in is connecting with the baseball fans, and there are baseball fans in every market. It's not as much to me about the lights and I want to be in New York or in Chicago because there's huge media networks there and I can this and that, whatever the case is. To me, it's about connecting with baseball fans, and I can do that through my social media channels. I can do that through Momentum. I can do that through a couple of the other initiatives that I have going on. So the size of the media market isn't going to play a huge role for me. So what is going to play a huge role for me? Let's jump into that. Obviously, viewing this through a partnership lens. So I want the team to be able to give these things, but I also want to give things back to the team. I'm not going to be greedy in this. It's not like a demands list where I have to have all these things and you get nothing type of thing. I want this to be a partnership. So the first thing that's important to me is I want to be happy. All right. I've spent a lot of time in my life being unhappy as a person, as a baseball player, as a teammate, stuff like that, with different situations that I've been in, whether it's my high school team, whether it's minor leagues, pro ball, college, whatever the case is. I've had a wide range of different experiences, and one of the things that I've been so encouraged by the last couple years has been I've enjoyed playing baseball a lot more than I had early in my professional career. And that's something I just don't want. I don't want to go back to being miserable playing the game that I love. So the things that are going to make me happy, I want a team that is going to accept me doing things training-wise, baseball-wise, which is the most important thing. The way that I go about them. I've been an outcast at certain points in the past because of the data-driven approach that I take, because of the training methods that I use. I've gotten pushback from teams on that side of things. When I first came into pro ball, no one was throwing weighted balls. Now everyone's throwing weighted balls. And I was told by many members of the team early on with the Diamondbacks that, I was going to blow my arm out if I threw weighted balls, and I was absolutely not allowed to do so. And it was not a very fostering environment. Now, I've also had the reputation at times in the past of not being coachable or not being willing to learn from people. That's not true. That's not true at all. The way I see it is I want to be able to be with an organization that values those things, that can give me information that I can learn from and increase my knowledge base and my understanding of the game. But I also want an organization that's open to some of the things that I'm doing and can learn from me. Again, through the partnership lens, I want this to be a partnership. So being happy, being accepted for the things that I enjoy. Another one of them is momentum. I like having the ability to connect with fans on a personal level, but I also like doing that for my teammates and finding ways to get my teammates in front of a larger audience and to get people to understand their personalities a little bit more and to give them more opportunity to do the things that they want to do, whether it's charity, whether it's monetization of a brand, whether it's opportunity in life to go see their favorite bands or whatever the case is. There's a lot of benefits to growing a brand and having more visibility and connecting more on a human level with baseball fans. It creates a lot more inspiration for young kids. And these are all things that are the motivation behind me starting Momentum. So I want a team that's going to be okay with that. I want a team that's okay with me vlogging and showing the fans, what it's like behind the scenes in a season, what a baseball player's life is like, so we can create that inspiration for the next generation of baseball players. I want a team that's going to, be aligned with my vision for, how the player development side of things, that's going to foster that. I can learn from them, they can learn from me. So a partnership, I want to be happy, and those are some of the things that are going to make me happy. I want to be happy playing baseball, and I want to be happy doing my business ventures and trying to connect with fans and help grow the game and the industry of baseball as well. So that's the first thing. I want a chance to win a World Series. Winning is super important to me. I've been in the World Series. It's one of the best experiences of my life. There's so many moments that I think back to on that whole season and how special it was to take a group of people, get them organized around a specific goal, and make it all the way to that goal. Now, obviously, we didn't end up winning it, and that's something that I want to do, but I want that experience again. I want a chance to be in the postseason every year. I want a chance to be in the World Series. I want to be on a team that's dedicated to going for that, not just trying to make the postseason, but trying to win the whole thing. So when it comes down to the trade deadline, they're going to go out there and make the team better. When it comes down to the offseason, they want to go out there and get the talent. It's not we're going to have a window of rebuilding necessarily. My career is too short to really be part of a rebuilding window. I don't want to do that. So I want to be with a team that's going to win, because that makes me happy at the end of the day. And I think that's when I'm at my best, when all the marbles are on the line. The bigger the situation, the better I perform, the more I enjoy it, the more fun I have. And I think that's good for the organization, obviously, for the fan base, for the players, to have a team that's winning and to create that inspiration for the fans. So I want to be happy. I want a chance to win. I want a team that's open to having a discussion with me, an honest discussion with me about pitching every fourth day. Now, there's been a lot of talk about this in the past, like, oh, it's just, he thinks he can do this, or he wants to, it's all about him, or whatever the case is, and that's not true at all. So to dispel some of those myths around this idea that I have, I feel like I would be a better pitcher pitching every fourth day than every fifth day. Why do I feel that? Well, I collect data on myself every day, and I can see the trends, how my body is trending. How do I recover after a start? How do I recover after a bullpen? How about a lift? How about conditioning sessions? How do I recover in the off season? When am I at my peak? All these different things. And so I think based on that data, the data tells me that I would be as good or better pitching every fourth day. Now that's on my personal side. Okay, but again, viewing this whole thing through a partnership side, I've thought through a lot of the things that people say on, well, how would it affect the other people in the staff? How would it affect, the front office and coaching decisions and all these different things? And so I don't ever want to take away from my fellow players' ability to go out and do their job at the best, to the best of their ability, because ultimately, for whatever team I'm on, that's what's important and that's what's good for the team, is everybody performing at a higher level. So I've thought through a lot of these different scenarios. Do I get skipped if I line up on someone else's day? Do they get skipped? How about people that are better on 6 days than they are on 5 days because they need that little extra bit of recovery. Is there someone like that in the rotation that could actually pitch better every time you pitch and be healthier and longer in the season if you went every 6 days instead of every 5th? What about people who are best on every 5? Okay, well, do I get pushed or do they? How about people that just want a break in the middle of the season? Not want a break, no one wants a break, but if the organization wants to give them a break, maybe they're on an innings limit, a young pitcher coming up that's never pitched more than 120 innings, let's say. Like, do they need a break? Maybe they can get skipped instead of taking one break where they get sent down for a month. Maybe they can just get skipped 4 or 5 starts throughout the year, one start a month, where it limits 20 or 40 innings off of their total, where they can actually make it through the whole season and have more service time and then the whole thing. So there's a lot of different scenarios. I've come up with 3 or 4 main ones that I think work, but I want a team that's actually open to having that discussion with me. That's not just going to shut it down and like laugh like, yeah, we know you want to pitch every 4th day. Never have a discussion with me about it, because I've been part of that. I've had that happen to me. The Reds were great about actually having that discussion. I've shared those proposals with them, and we've had an honest discussion about it. And there were times where during the season where they'd come to me and they'd say, hey, this is an option. We're thinking through this. We can't guarantee you anything, but like it is on our mind. We are considering this option. I was really appreciative of that. So I want a team that's going to be willing to do that with me. And again, this partnership, a little bit of give, a little bit of take, and we find something that works best for both people involved. So I want to be happy. I want to win. I want a team that's open to having a discussion with me about pitching every 4th day. And it would be kind of disingenuous for me to sit here and talk about what's important to me in free agency without mentioning money. Obviously, money is important to me, but the reason it's important to me is I want to be able to, it allows me to do the things that I'm passionate about doing. It allows me to continue running momentum. It allows me to launch these other business ventures that I'm currently building that can help players, that can help fans, that can help grow the game and the industry. So I view money through that lens. Like, it allows me to do the things that I want to do, and those things align with, connecting with fans and connecting with other players and helping, grow the industry and grow the game of baseball. It's also based on, I want to be fairly compensated for my value that I bring. And there's been people that, call me greedy and, oh, you want this or you want that. They have no idea what I actually want, of course, because they're not me. And this is why I'm sitting here talking to you about what I do and don't want. But this isn't me being greedy. It's me. I want to be fairly compensated for my value. Now, some of that value is what I've produced in the past. Of course, I have a track record of being a certain type of pitcher, and I have good seasons, I have bad seasons, as everyone does. But a lot of that value is going to be derived based on what I'm projected, what my numbers are projected to be in the future. What trend line am I on? How is my stuff? How's my durability? How does that fit in with a team's needs? And so while I can't sit here and tell you exactly what the numbers are, certainly there are things that I can't discuss that are being discussed with teams and need to remain private. But the money side of things is important to me, but it's important for those reasons, and I just want to be fairly compensated. I'm not trying to take advantage of everybody. I started this whole video off with having this be a partnership and having it work for both sides, and that's really what I'm invested in. I want a chance to be fairly compensated for my value, so I can do the things. I can help my fellow players with the business organizations that I'm building. I can help connect with fans. I can help do all these things for the industry of baseball to make it more popular, to see it be better in the future than it was when I came in, and that's how I view the money side of things. So those are the things that are important to me. Those are the things that I'll be making my decisions based on, the things that I'm weighing. They're all important in their own way, and none of them, I don't think any of them is more important or less important than the other. They're all going to be factors in my decision. So hopefully that sheds some light on it. If there's something that you hear out there of people saying, well, this is important to them or that's important to them, that you didn't hear in this video, it's probably just speculation and it's probably just rumors. And so you can refer those people back to this video for the information straight from me on what I'll be making my decisions on. So without further ado, that's all I have for you. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. If you haven't hit that subscribe button and you watch this video, it was for subscribers only. So just hit that subscribe button now, and I'll see you guys in the next video.